The year is 1971. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution is being scrutinized by the courts because of classified documents being published by the New York Times. As the legal battle ensues, one smaller newspaper has an opportunity to show the American public that for decades, the United States government has been misleading the American public intentionally on Vietnam. So, does the Post deliver on a thought-provoking examination of responsibility and freedom of the press, or is this story a dud? Let's go ahead and take a look in this review. On its surface, from the trailers, we can gather that this film is supposed to be about a news story and whether or not to print it. This film also appears to be about freedom of the press. Interestingly enough, and to the credit of the writers of this film, those two bits actually feel more like subplots. The meat of the story seems to revolve around two characters in this film. The first it seems to revolve around is the maturation of Kay Graham, played by Meryl Streep. And she is actually the one in charge, the head honcho of the newspaper. Next, we look at the determination and grit of Ben Bradlee, played by Tom Hanks. His mission in this film solely seems to revolve around trying to elevate the status of the Washington Post in the eyes of American readers as well as journalistic colleagues. From beginning to end, we're taken on an emotional journey with Kay and Ben as they learn to deal with each other, with their colleagues and business partners, as well as their longtime government friends. And I say this because I think it's worth mentioning that without this relationship, without watching these two characters evolve the way they do in the film, one could argue that the very story they're questioning about whether or not to publish may never have been published at all if we didn't get the character development that we get from both of them in this film. It's the journey that we go on with them that actually shows us the importance and the value of why this story needs to be told. I personally think we get a very accurate idea about the stress involved in the decision-making process on whether or not to print in the newspaper classified documents that the courts and the federal governments have already banned. We also get a very real sense of the stress involved if they can't get this story to print before their competitor, the New York Times. Also, we get a real true sense of the self-imposed pressure of trying to keep this family business alive when it has been less than profitable. And because of the incredible performances in this film, we understand the importance of working against an administration without sacrificing the liberties and freedoms this country was founded on. Steven Spielberg did an excellent job, as we would expect, to deliver a story based in the 1970s that literally looks like it was filmed in the 1970s. It doesn't just look or feel like a story from decades ago. It truly feels like this was just plucked right out of that time, and now it's given to us in 2018 on the big screen. There are plenty of scenes in this movie that have a wide open view of a room, an office, an outdoor space, whatever the case may be, to show you the full area that these people are living and working in. However, as I just stated though, there are these angles and these close-up shots that really pull the eyes forward on what the main focal point is going to be for that scene to really help drive the tension forward for this story. And then other times in this film, we'll get curiously placed camera angles to kind of see from an awkward vantage point what's going on in the scene, and that might not necessarily be the viewpoint of the person listening or the person speaking. In short, the cinematography in this film looks great, and more importantly, it captures all of the dynamic performances from all of the actors in this film. The Post is playing at your local movie theater right now, and I am definitely recommending a big screen viewing for this film. The acting, the cinematography, the story, the intensity, all combined truly make this film worth your hard-earned dollars and your time. Now, before we end this review, I do want to just say the trailers will lead you to believe that this is a dramatic piece, and that is very true. However, there are plenty of comedic moments throughout this film to really bring some levity to a very intense and dramatic story. Spoiler alert, Tom Hanks has quite a few excellent zingers in this story that actually did get me to laugh out loud in the theaters. And because of that, the Post is getting both high fives from this guy. The Post is playing at your local movie theater right now. Check it out. Hi, I'm Jeremy Brunansky, and you've just finished watching a movie review on Brunansky's Vlog. Along with the movie reviews in the weekly show, we also do the Certified Rad segments and the movie news breakdown, which you may want to check out. All right, everybody, we'll see you next Monday for a brand new episode of Brunansky's Vlog, Monday morning, 10 a.m. PST. See you there. Have a great week.